Hello, everyone. Today I want to show you how we would calculate the answer to a question about a Roth IRA conversion. So we had a client who was around 65 years old, and she said, would it be worth my while to maybe do a conversion from my IRA to my Roth IRA? And I said, what are your goals? And she said, well, I'm not really sure. I just read this article that said this is a good idea to convert it. I said, well, if your goal is future income, free of income tax, maybe 10 or 15 years down the road might be okay. Or if you didn't need it in 10 or 15 years, maybe you could pass it along to the next generation tax free. And these days you have to take it out over a 10-year or less period. So here's what we did. I said, okay, let's look at converting $50,000. All your other income is $90,000. And then your total estimated income, if you're filing a joint return, would be about 22% federal, and then you live in Maryland, so that's 8.25%. You would also have $31,000 left over before you went into the next tax bracket, and you can see the tax brackets right over here where I have it joint, and you can see it goes up to 171. That's the third row there. Anyway, so we had plenty of money left over. We didn't put her and her husband into another tax bracket. We'd probably pay about $11,000 for federal tax, 4125 for Maryland at 8.25 for a total income tax of 15,125. Now, where's that money coming from? If it came out of the converted amount, that would be even a reduced amount to go forward. So it would come from her savings. Okay, well, that would not change. She's on Medicare, and so is her husband. That wouldn't change their Medicare monthly premiums. You can see that in the joint one right here, that they're less than 174,000 for 2020, and so they're still paying the normal 144.60 rate times 2. And they would not be subject to a 3.8% net investment income surcharge, which usually kicks in around 200,000, or for joint 250. But that's not wages or pension, that's investment income. So they're way far away from that. So if their goal is to have future income 15 years from now, what would happen to that 50,000 of IRA money that made an average of 7% for 15 years? Now that has risen to 137,000 because they didn't take the conversion, and because they didn't use that 15,000 of other savings on taxes, we also invested that for 7% for 15 years. So in 15 years from now, they would have 41,000 that would be in a taxable account and 137 in a retirement account. If they cashed it all in, they would have to pay taxes on the IRA balance, and they'd have to pay taxes on the gain of the 15 beyond the 15,000 for a total tax of $47,916, and that would leave them with $131,000. Let's say they went ahead and did the conversion. Well, the IRA balance would be zero, and their Roth IRA balance would be exactly the same because we invested it in the same percentage for the same number of years. There's no increase in the Medicare Part B costs, no 3.8% surcharge. So they would have $137,952 15 years from now, which is $6,186 in future dollars above what they would get if they cashed in the IRA and the 15,000 that they didn't use to pay the taxes. Well, what's that in today's dollars? $3,692. I discounted it back 15 years at 3.5%. That's what we use for our inflation rate and discount rate. So we want to be consistent. So the question to her was, would you do a conversion today and pay over $15,000 in taxes to save in today's dollars $3,600? What do you think she said? Well, I'm not going to tell you.